Welcome to Celtics Stuff Live on the CLNS Media Network, the leading online provider of audio and video coverage for the Boston Celtics. I'm your host, Justin Poulin. Joining me, John Duke, as always. And John, the Celtics absolutely stink right now. And I don't even want to WEEI this. I'm just saying they flat out stink, dude. It's miserable. A 1-3 road trip. We had hoped that this would be a road trip that would help them kind of come together and heal. You and I both predicted a 2-2 record, so we weren't thinking they were going to all of a sudden mesh and go on this road trip and become or come back home and be all-stars that are all back into their form and playing together marvelously. We thought 500, but it could be the trip that helps the team get to where they need to be chemistry-wise. And I just don't see that happened at all. I think they're still on a downward spiral.
Look, I think that there were some positives to take out of the trip. I thought the Utah game, the end of the Phoenix game, I thought that was actually – I thought the offense looked pretty good in the Utah game. I thought the second half of the Phoenix game, the offense looked pretty good. The defense was pretty good in the second half of the Portland game. You know, it's just like fits and starts. Nothing really cohesive. All of it really kind of jumbled mess. I think there's a lot of calls for mixing up the starting lineups and the rotations, and I think all of that is very smart. But there's been a lot of pushback. Steve Bulpett, Jay King, they're all like, no, it's all going to work itself out. I just don't. I'm seeing a team that just doesn't really trust itself right now, doesn't know how to work together. And like, we talked before the show, is there a young guy versus old guy thing going on? It's just tough. It's really hard sledding. And the one thing that I was comparing it to is this is like watching the 2010 Celtics, where they were good. They're supposed to be good. And you and I did a lot of shows talking about some pretty bad basketball for a good part of that season until they flipped the switch in the playoffs. God help us. Let's hope they flip the switch sooner than that. But this is tough, a tough watch right now.
Yeah, it's actually annoying to watch. I mean, I'm just going to be straight up. I put that out on Twitter and I meant it, and I think I said it, 3 or 4 days ago. I said the last 10 days, this team has been just flat out annoying to watch play. And a lot of it's just the way they're digging those holes. Remember, that was where they were kind of coming from in the early Isaiah Thomas days. They dig these big holes, then they climb out of them, and then they'd finish in the fourth quarter in amazing fashion. And, they did do that against Phoenix, but I mean, of all teams, Phoenix, they had to dig out. And even then, I fell asleep with about 30 seconds left, not thinking they even had a shot. And then I woke back up 5 minutes later and had to pull it back up and watch it and say, wait a second, what? They won? And it was very, very crazy the way they even pulled out that win. They very easily could have been 0-4 on this road trip.